This is a story of a study entitled Toward a Model of Using Thought Field Therapy to Address Symptoms of Trauma Following Large-Scale Traumatic Events. Suzanne Connolly and Caroline Sakai had been to Rwanda on 3 prior ATFT trauma relief missions. They had fallen in love with the country, its terraced hills, the lights of Kigali twinkling in the darkness. But most of all, they had fallen in love with the people, their beauty, their warm smiles, and their generosity in sharing what they have with others. In 2006 and 2007, Dr. Caroline Sakai led a pilot study using TFT with street children orphaned during the 1994 genocide. In 2008, Suzanne Connolly and Caroline Sakai conducted a random controlled study using TFT to treat adults who were suffering from the symptoms of trauma. This 2008 trauma relief mission was organized on the ground by local community leaders Alice Umunezero and Darling Clementine. This story takes place at the Izere Center in the Nyinawimana Parish of Byumba. The 2009 trauma relief study began with a plea for help from Father John Marie Vianney, who created the Izere Center for Peace and Reconciliation. Father John Marie Vianney had heard of the good results obtained using TFT from those trained in previous deployments. "Please come," he asked. "Please come." Caroline and Suzanne agreed. They will do a replication of the pilot study done the previous year. This time, they will leave a team of Rwandan therapists in place to continue the work. Gordon Barrett of Melbourne, Australia, was the first to volunteer to join the 2009 trauma relief team to Rwanda. He was the first to arrive in Rwanda and the last to leave. Carmen Carrasco from Juarez, Mexico, also joined the team. She brought with her her wealth of experience gained working with vulnerable groups in her own country. Caroline's friends and experienced Third World volunteers, Cindy Quinn from Hawaii, and her husband, Gary Quinn, a photographer and videographer, soon joined the team. We were now 6. The research study began with 2 days of training. The study plan calls for all treatments in the study to be done by the newly trained Rwandan therapists. Thought field therapy is a system where clients are guided to self-treat by focusing on a problem and simultaneously tapping on problem-specific energy meridian points in a problem-specific order. There were 36 students, including our 4 interpreters. The Rwandan therapists were hand-picked by Father John Marie Vianney, and they constituted a wide cross-section of community leaders. Priests, seminarians, deacons, orphanage directors, teachers, businessmen, even a policeman and a policewoman. Social workers, all leaders in their communities, attended the training. The new therapists learned quickly. Caroline and Suzanne agreed. They were among the best students they had ever trained. They were an amazing group. Their initial skepticism that tapping on specific points while thinking about a problem could eliminate the negative feelings associated with the problem soon turned to enthusiasm. Both Caroline and Suzanne provided real-life demonstrations for the therapists. The new students of TFT watched intently. Here you can see a trainee work on a problem she herself was experiencing. She taps on specific points, guided by the therapist. As she focuses on the problem she has selected to work on. As she taps, her feelings become less intense. The explicit memory of the event or problem remains intact. Implicit memory is now neutral. The client now experiences feelings of peace and acceptance while thinking about the problem. The students are seeing the effects of using TFT in a real-life situation. Soon, the students begin to practice on their own. The 6 ATFT team members are available to provide guidance and answer questions. The students are working with one another on real-life problems. They are learning to use thought field therapy by doing thought field therapy. Here you see Father John Marie Vianney and Brother Augustine practicing their new skills on each other. The therapists often sit out in the fields as they practice using TFT. Everyone catches on quickly. Here, 2 clinical psychologists, Adrian and Clementine, are working with each other. Everyone finds a private place that suits them. Using thought field therapy to help others soon becomes easy. And throughout the training itself, many problems are worked on. Once the Rwandan therapists were trained and comfortable using thought field therapy, the actual study began.